watching Al Cobb Vlogs Live. Let's get a hello, ladies and gentlemen. For everybody that comes in the playback, you know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. As y'all can see it today, I'm fancy. I got on some glasses, or whatever. Different look, different style. I usually don't roll out with the glasses on, but these are new glasses, so they transitional. They ain't transitioned too much, but it's very sunny outside. They should have transitioned by now, but they did. It's all good. Blessings to all, and welcome to my channel. For all of those that come to this channel seeking information, and the ones that I do help, and not the trolls that come to just talk crap and throw dirt on the channel, whatever. Doesn't matter because I'm gonna keep coming back, dropping live videos for y'all anyway, and giving y'all information. Today, I just want to say to all the people that's going to take the test, focus, have confidence, even if the first couple of questions, goes over your head or makes you confused or starts to make you doubt yourself. About it, just push through, just keep going. Because I remember the first time I took that test, and I looked at those first questions, and I was like, "Yo, I do not know none of this. Like, what is this?" It looked like a foreign language to me. And somebody that told me after I took the test, they was like, "Don't worry about it. Just keep going. You'll get it eventually." And eventually is now. Like, I understand it way more now. I know what to do in certain situations and circumstances. Now, I don't know all the information in the world. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know everything. If any situation hits me, I don't really. I wouldn't say that I'm a know-it-all. That I know it all. Like some situations that's reoccurring, I'll know that because it's reoccurring. The first time I attack it, it'll be different than the third time. Because if something happens to me for the first time, I may not know how to do it because I never came across this problem before. But once I figure out how to do it, I'm like, okay, that's one way to do it. Now, how can I get it done faster? And that's just how my mind works. Sometimes it's not cutting corners. For me, it's sometimes like, yo, I know that's a remedy, but that can't be the remedy because that remedy takes too long. And 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 working on operations, you don't really want to take too long because you want to get this operation back operating, which is our main goal. Our goal is to keep operations operating. And you never want to be sitting there too long, second guessing or taking more time than you should in order to get something back running. So, but I don't know it all right? There's situations that still occur today that, it challenges me. It gets me confused, or I just don't know. So I have to call in some help. And for the most part, I can't lie to you that, I take pride in myself way too much sometimes. So I really don't like asking for help because I figure that I could figure it out by myself. For the majority of the time I do, but sometimes I don't. But you got to understand, like, it takes you going through these moments. It takes you seeing stuff a certain amount of times in order for you to advance and know how to solve the problem. Now, that's referring back to the test. It takes a while for you to come around and finally be able to pass that test, especially if you don't have any background in it. It's going to take you a while. But what I tell most people, just go take the test. Go take the test, and you're going to see your strengths because at the end of the test, it gives you how good you did on each part of the test. And you will know your strengths and weaknesses right there. And what you do is you take those test results and you study the weaknesses and you still sharpen up on your strengths. And then next time you come back and take the test, boom, you did it. You're going to pass. But you have to go through it once. You have to walk through that fire once. You have to show no fear. You have to not doubt yourself. You have to do these things. You have to go through it. I can't tell you the answers because I don't know the questions. But I do know the material that you need to study in order to pass the test, which is basic mechanics, spatial reasoning. And if you look in the comments, some people have commented, you know, what they saw on the test as well, and what they did good in and what they didn't do good in. So we're all here to help each other in this realm, in this world, in this category. We're all here. So people that come to the channel may leave information and tidbits for you. I don't have all the answers, but I do try to answer the questions or whatever y'all ask me the best of my knowledge. All you have to do is not be afraid. Just show up to your test on time. Be as prepared as you can be. You know how you study, so you got to study the way that you can. Now, throughout my life, I have jumped, around a bit in the work life, and it's different things that I come across in my work life that, you know, I had to strive for and to better myself for. And this was one of them. Like, I really had to push myself to learn this information. And mostly, after the first time or after the first two times you take the test, you start doubting yourself. And you start doubting yourself so much, like you just, you don't know what to do. Like, you just get very discouraged. And I'm here to help you not to be discouraged. I'm here to help you to learn to tell you that don't be discouraged, don't give up. Just come back, come back with more fight. Come back because you want it. You're gonna want it more. You're gonna want it more. The fact that you fell, you're gonna want it more. Oh, they set up shop, set up shop. They set up shop, shop, shop. The cop shut up shop, yo. But yeah, you're gonna want it even more after you fell. Many times of either when I was in competitions and I didn't perform the way I would like in competitions, or do the things necessary. I always push myself to actually get better, to actually study, to actually like learn how to grow and get to that level to where I want to be at. And it's never an easy road. Like, if you look at anybody who's successful, if you look at their story, they had to overcome a lot of obstacles. But for the most part, they had to stick with it, and they had to educate themselves. You have to educate yourself, over and over. You have to keep reading. Like, you know yourself better than anybody else knows you. If you read something once and you don't get it, then reread it. And if you keep reading in your head, you're not going to learn it. You have to read out loud so you can hear yourself and understand something better. For me, when I was younger, if I didn't understand something, I will read it 3 times. So I'll read it the first time, then I'll read it the second time, and then by the third time, I pretty much got it. So that's how many times it took me to read over things. That's when I was younger. Now, sometimes I may do it just so I could, like, you know, issue the information into my head correctly. Like, I may have comprehended it, I may have got it. Some things I read one time and I got it. But comprehension is a big thing. And you have to comprehend what questions they're asking you and what answers they're giving you. Not all things are just plain on the surface. Even though the test is challenging, it's not the test that it once was. If we all would have had to take that old test, trust me, a lot of people would have not been in this craft. And I would say myself included. Like, you really had to push yourself for that first test. A lot of, like, the OGs, they know it. Like the OGs, they know it. But for us, the new people, and as much people come to me and be like, I failed that test is hard, trust me. If that test is hard, man, that old test that they had on the paper back, on the paper test, you know, we would have crashed. We would have been crash dummies, man. Probably would have been getting 30s and 40s, man. You had to crack a 70 then? Oh, man, I'm telling you, man. So just know that it could be a lot worse than what it is right now. Than what it is right now. As much people they tell me that they failed this test, and I'm like, the test is challenging. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a walk in the park. You really do got to study. But compared to the old test, man, the emojis be telling us like, hey, you ain't seen nothing. But once again, them OGs they don't take like once they pass and they got their scores, they situated, they ain't taking that test again. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna like I know like I'm familiar. Like when I see certain questions, I'm like, oh, of course, come on. But if I take the test right, even I gotta study. Even I gotta go right. Like if they be like, hey, you gotta test this Friday. You gotta take the 955 this Friday. Man, I'm gonna be cooked. I'm like, what? This Friday and I gotta take it? Oh man, I know what to do though. I know I'm taking 3 hours a day to study. You know, I know I'm looking at all of these books. I know I'm watching my videos. Get good with the basic tools. I know I'm doing that. I know I'm looking up spatial reasoning. Um, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing 3 hours a day, baby. I'm doing cram sessions, yo. That's by Friday. That's about 10 9 10 hours of studying. 9 10 hours. I mean, I'm gonna study my ass off. I'm gonna be looking at spatial reasoning all day. Like, okay, yeah, that's how that look. Okay, that's how that look. Cause none of the spatial reasoning is the same either. So oh man, I know what I'm doing. What are you doing? If your test is this Friday, you need to be 3 hours a day right now. And 3 hours ain't even enough. I say 4 hours. Tell you the truth, 4 hours minimum. 4 hours minimum. 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, or the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Two apiece, man. Two for breakfast, two for lunch, two for evening. You know, and then go to sleep thinking about the stuff. I'm telling you, I'm doing 6 hours out here, man. I ain't playing, man. I was serious. The minimum I used to do was study an hour a day. The minimum, and I barely passed that test that time. And the second time I took it, I was already in the craft, so it was easier because I was reading up on the stuff. But I still didn't get that high enough score that I wanted because the reason why I didn't get that high enough score that I wanted that time was because I thought that it was another test. I didn't think that it was the same test. So I'm over here studying basic electricity the whole time. Like that's all I was studying. I was studying basic electricity. And in the test, it was the same regular time. I'm like, yo, if I would have knew, I wouldn't have studied all this basic electricity, bro. When I tell you I was studying the crap out of, I was studying the crap out of basic electricity. But that wasn't even the test. Like the test was the same time. I'm like, yo, my God, I still passed. But I'm like, yo, I would have scored way higher had I just studied the basic stuff. Like all I needed was like 2 more points higher, and I definitely would have got the score because I wanted to try to. I was aiming for level 10. But I'm like, bruh, definitely would have scored higher. Definitely. Like studying basic electricity is not really on the test like that. Like it's good to know, especially when you're in a ET position. But studying it like that, like the way I was studying it, I did not need to do that. At that moment, I did not need to do it. Like, was I glad I did? No, because I could have scored higher. I wasn't glad that I was studying basic electricity all that time. Let me see. Yeah, shit, should have stopped right there. We'll find another opening though. But yeah, but yeah, yeah, I got it, man. Everybody that come back to the channel, watch these lives once the playback is up, and in motion. I appreciate y'all. Drop that like, subscribe to the channel. We at 348 subscribers on this channel. That is a blessing in itself. I look before summertime to be at 500 subscribers. I know I'm getting a lot of subscribers right now for people that's career and taking the test and looking for the information now. And I thank you. And for the people that actually come up to me and, talk to me, I'm playful. So, I may play around at first. If you say something to me, um, I have to be inadvertently objective to people coming up to me for this content that I put out there, because I do get the questions every day, in person and online. So I have to just be mindful about, what I put out there and the information that I share. So I just thank y'all. And I know this information definitely gonna go a long way until they, switch things up and change up, how they go about things. I already know that, subject to change and the future processes, but for as long as this information is relevant or correlates to, you know, whatever you're looking for, whatever has to be done currently, that you will find my channel. And for all those that do find the channel, thank you. And all those that do comment on my channel, thank you. I just thank y'all. And I'm very thankful. I'm very welcoming. You know, it's one of the few channels that I have, but it's starting to grow more and more and more. I know that people ask me for study guides, and in previous videos, I have put out that I will be creating study guides and stuff like that. But it goes against the lines, sort of. But we can do reviews for sure. As long as I, get in front of my computer and jump on the live, I'll definitely be able to, help you out with some practice questions. I keep a link guy that actually does the study on his YouTube. I think they're kind of dated. Like, I think it's kind of old, but the topics are still relevant. And he does pretty good because I used to watch him. I was watching his stuff too. So, yeah. Other than that, man, we over and out of here, man. Thank y'all for watching this playback. I'll holla at y'all. Woo, 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 woo.